Shalom and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This year is entitled Chinuch 101, Part 3, Punishments and Consequences. This generation, everything we try to do in a positive way in Chinuch and try to get our children to love whatever it is that we're trying to educate them in. If it's Torah, Gemara, Halacha, Mishnah, we want it to be Torah Mi'ava, where they love it. We all know that there's so much outdoor culture welcoming them in. It's a small world. They're going to have exposure. So we want them to love Torah, love mitzvahs. But even if they see everything else in the world, all the other options and paths, they don't want to even think of it. They want to love Torah. There's much truth to that. For sure, we want them to love Torah and mitzvahs where nothing would ever be able to entice them. But with all that love and all that positive approach, which I totally embrace, there needs to be bottom line as well. There's So'mera v'asei tov. So'mera means we move away from what is wrong. V'asei tov, we embrace good. And children, they need to know that they need to do So'mera, that there's certain things that are unacceptable. And we could teach them why action A, B, and C is unacceptable, why it's wrong to go ahead and speak in the class, why it's wrong to go ahead and talk to the Mora, the Rebbe with chutzpah, and hopefully they can understand it. And even if they don't fully understand it on one level, somewhere it's going to seek in. We have to do all that. But in addition, there needs to be consequences. There needs to be punishments, rational, appropriate, proper punishments that will keep the children on the straight and narrow. And the Gemara says, "La'olam yasok adam Torah mitzvos afilish lo lishma." We must always be involved in Torah mitzvahs, even lo lishma, even for wrong motivations. And eventually will come to more lishma. But all the children are starting off with ulterior motives. So yes, let the lion's share of ulterior motives be. All the rewards, and if you get 100, you get this. We'll put your test on the bulletin board if that's what's going to work. And we're going to call home. All the positivity is great, and I so embrace that approach. Calls home, nachas calls, emails, call the grandparents. Everyone, just more positive, more chizuk that you can get involved, that's great. And the more, the better. But in addition to that, maybe not the majority of the chinuch, but a percentage of the chinuch, also, in my opinion, means a certain approach where there's clear lines. The child knows that these are red lines, this is unacceptable behavior. And when he crosses the red line, you'll explain why it's wrong and all that. However much one thinks that can be explained at the time, in addition, there will be clear consequences. Consequences could be more natural, or the consequences could be simply a consequence set up from the outside, from the principal, from the teacher, whoever it may be. Child's not doing his work in the class. Everyone else did 7 pages in the math book. He sat and did nothing. Teacher said, let's do your work. No. So we have the chutzpah is one aspect, and he's not doing his work. Or, let's do your work. So he tries to start doing the work, and he drifts off again. By the time class finishes, 7 pages, he didn't do it. Everyone's finished. The day's over. Everyone's going home. So a punishment, but one that would be more of a natural consequence would be, you call up mom, and say, listen, Ruvain, I know he's supposed to leave now. He has 7 questions he didn't do. And assuming you know Ruvain well enough that he's capable, but you're just being lazy and something like that, if you're assuming he knows he's capable of it, Ruvain, you'll go home when you finish your work. Might be 3 minutes, 10 minutes, 15. Up to you, Ruvain. You can do it. I'll see what you've done. And that's it. Of course, we have to make sure the parents know the child is staying late, and the child has to be in a safe place, principal's office, with the principal, wherever it may be, with the secretary, and he does his work. So that might be more of a natural consequence. He didn't do his work, so he'll do it now. An unnatural consequence may be that it doesn't fit like a glove. He went ahead and smacked someone, so he's staying late. Not that the staying late is undoing the smack. When he stays late to do his work, he's undoing the damage from what he did. This is just staying late as a punishment. But there's a clear line in the sand that the teacher, the principal set up. You don't do your work, this is what's going to occur. You hit someone, this is what's going to occur. And he has it clear. And you say, but don't we want to motivate the children to do everything out of love? We do. But children aren't there yet. Most adults aren't there yet either. And we need to figure out the motivation that's going to go ahead and hit the mark, where the child is not feeling traumatized, but on the other hand, he knows. There's a din, there's a dayan. There's clear justice, and there's a judge who's carrying it out. And I understand my actions can have certain consequences. Natural consequences, unnatural, however it may be. And the more we get our children, our students to see this, then, in my opinion, the more they could progress and understand. I am a responsible young man, responsible young woman, and I understand the consequences and the results of my actions. Before I do this, let me understand what would happen, the benefits and the losses of the action. This may be a bit of a low lishma thinking, but this kind of approach is embraced by Judaism and must be used, in my opinion. Shalom.